Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining this webinar from Soldo. My name is Brandon Till. I'm the head of transformation here at Soldo. And in the next half hour, we'll take you through the latest and greatest, the newest updates coming from Soldo. This involves a few different things. First, we'll look at our product, what's new in the platform and the features that you can use today from our product marketing manager. Next, we've invited some of our partners from Amazon Business to talk about the integration we've built with Amazon Business, how you can use their platform to save on spending and to get even further control than you can already with Soldo on your spending for business purchases. And finally, there's some content updates that you might find useful for your business. Everything today is themed around helping you accomplish more. What do we have here in Soldo that can help your business find more time and achieve more for your business? So without further ado, let's dive into the product. We're bringing in Nadzia Laskar, who is our senior product marketing manager here at Soldo, to tell us what's going on with products. So Nadzia, thanks for joining us. Tell us what's new with the product.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Brandon. And hi, everyone. Like Brandon said, I'll be giving you a bit of an update on some of the things we've been working on over the past quarter here at Soldo. So as always, with every improvement and update, our main aim is to get you and your teams to accomplish more. We want to liberate you from the laborious admin of spend management so that you can actually focus on some of the more strategic things that matter to you. With that in mind, our latest updates therefore focus on maximizing your productivity and reducing any inconveniences to ensure that you have as little friction as possible when you're working on the things that matter to you. So let's get going. When it comes to maximizing your productivity, we've got three main updates here that we wanted to share with you, all hoping to put you more in control of your day-to-day. First up, we've got a really exciting announcement here around introducing a new payment method to Soldo. Teams can now handle more types of payments through one solution. The update brings capabilities to make outbound bank transfers directly from the Soldo platform. So when using your Soldo card to make a payment isn't an option, there's now an alternative to make some of those payments.
That's an exciting one. I know because Soldo people associate so much. They think Soldo, they think a Soldo card. So it's really exciting to see us expand out and give people more ways that they can use Soldo to make payments and to help their business accomplish more. What are some of the use cases that we came across working with customers that they want to use this outbound bank transfer functionality for?
Yeah, so there were kind of two main scenarios that we found this being a really useful kind of capability for customers. One, standard reimbursements. We know a lot of customers have employees that still, have those, out-of-pocket expenses. And whereas before they may have to use different systems to reimburse that, you can now actually use the dedicated reimbursement workflow of Pay Someone to make those kind of transfers to your employees. So that's, under one roof now, really easy. And then secondly, obviously we've kind of mentioned this a bit before, but making some of those third-party payments that, may not always accept a card payment, but actually might want a bank transfer. So Pay Someone does offer now that alternative method to pay suppliers, pay their invoices, and or even make one-off external payments that may not have accepted a previous method. So those are the two kind of main scenarios.
It makes sense. I suppose it depends on your industry. I was speaking to some of our customers who are care homes earlier this year. They're talking about people coming in to do haircuts and that they just didn't take card payments. So great to see they now have a way they can help facilitate that payment. And I see you put here too, it's included on Standard, Plus, and Enterprise. Was this available today? Is this available now for people?
Yes, so it should be available for everyone. But if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have access to it, it might be worth kind of changing over to the Standard Plus or the 2024 Enterprise plans and just making sure that you're on the right plan for that.
Excellent. Great. And what else is in store?
Amazing. So next up, we're hoping to get everyone to new levels of efficiency. We've introduced a new capability to now set card rules in bulk. So if you're an organization that has a large number of cards to manage, setting spend rules and limits on all of these cards is now much easier. So whether you want to set rules on merchant categories or geolocation, you can now apply these to several cards at one time, giving people a lot more visibility and control over the different spending rules that they've set across teams, across different cards, all in one place. So, really ideal for teams that want to get those efficiently done.
Yeah, definitely. I know too, the control aspect from the finance point of view is really important, and people coming from banks and things that the cards really have little to no control on it. Could you break down a little bit more too, like what types of controls are we talking about that you can set in bulk?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And actually, this is something that does set Soldo apart. So not only are we like allowing customers to set limitations, but we also have an extra layer of granularity to set more rules and controls. So, for example, when it comes to limits, you can set limitations around things such as cash withdrawals, spending limits, currency types, whether you want to allow only contactless or online payments. So, that's something that you can set limitations on. But alongside that, we've also got additional merchant categories and exclusions that you can make. So if you want to set restrictions around where spend can go and what type of spend someone can make, that's something that you can do too. So example being, you could only want to set transport costs as something that someone can spend on. So that's something that you can do through these card rule presets. And then lastly, as mentioned before, geo control limits, that's another thing. So if you want your employees to, only spend in specific countries, if they're out and about all the time, that's again something that you can set here in bulk on several cards at one time. So these are some of the examples of the granularity that now comes with this that Soldo offers alongside the limitations.
Right. Yeah. Program it at the start and then keep your hands off and stay in control. It's a nice option for the finance team.
Absolutely. Amazing. And then lastly, we've now also made temporary virtual cards available on mobile. It's really important to us that anyone using Soldo is empowered to make a purchase whenever and also wherever. With this update, admins and users can now request, approve, and access temporary virtual cards on the go whenever they need to. So, great one for anyone who's always out and about and may need to make a one-off transaction and, needs to access a card.
Yeah, it's great, especially I'm sure for the team, especially if they maybe don't have their own Soldo card, to be able to get access to that when, like you said, when and where they need it. I guess you don't always know when these expenses are going to come due. So love to see this coming into mobile.
Yes, exactly. It's really exciting. Amazing. So we've also got a few other platform improvements that we wanted to let you all about. These all focus on just really trying to reduce any inconveniences that you have on the way and give you as little friction as possible when working on what matters. So one which we're really excited about, actually it may look small, but actually it's one that we've heard a lot of you talk about, is our inactivity timer. So we finally kind of made an update to that. I know we've all been there, being logged out of an app when working across different tools, having lots going on. Updated inactivity timer now means that you can be inactive on the platform for 15 minutes without having to log in again, giving you more time to focus on the tasks at hand.
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like the first 10 minutes of my day is logging into various tools that I was just using the day before. So why did we set this up to begin with? Why do we have an inactivity timer?
Yeah, and it's a question we get a lot, actually. As well as being a platform, Soldo is also a regulated financial services company. So, we deal with some of your sensitive information and your company money. So in order to keep that all secure and safe, we've actually put certain controls into place to make sure that that's the case. So things like the inactivity timer are one of those controls that we put in place to make sure all these sensitive things are, protected.
Right. I know finance, and our finance team, I know, loves that too, that they won't have to be using their code to log back in quite so often in the days.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Amazing. And then lastly, we've got a bit of a resource to share with you all, something we really hope can help you maximize Soldo's capabilities. We've kind of released our new business API portal. It's very much a one-stop resource for teams seeking to automate some of their financial processes. It's really user-friendly, it's comprehensive, and the documentation covers how our APIs facilitate everything from transaction exports to virtual card management. So hopefully you can be using this to drive a bit more productivity across the board and across your teams. And that's that. So with our recent updates, hopefully you can really get some of that productivity going. And we've got a lot more things brewing for next quarter, and we continue to listen to you closely to understand all your needs. So stay tuned for next round.
Thank you, Nadzia. Thank you. I think we will. It's very exciting to see the updates and looking forward to see what comes next as well. So next up, very happy to be joined by two of our partners from Amazon Business as we discuss our new Amazon Business integration, something that we've launched a few months back. Companies are still just discovering and getting to use with Soldo. So thank you for joining me on this webinar. Welcome to Zainab and Matthias from Amazon Business. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourselves and a little bit about Amazon Business.
Yeah, sounds great. So we've actually been working pretty close with Soldo for the last few months, and we're really excited about the product that we're bringing to market together. Amazon Business is a solution to help customers simplify and manage their procurement, basically, and it pretty much adds to a lot of what we've been discussing with Soldo. Matthias here, part of the partnerships team here at Amazon Business, and we have signed up with us too, looking at the startups account management space.
Zainab, I think you're going to take us through Amazon Business and what is Amazon Business. Obviously, I think we all know Amazon, and I've gotten to use Amazon Business myself here at Soldo, and I use Amazon. So maybe to give us an introduction about what is Amazon Business?
Sure, and that's a great question. So I think before Matthias takes over and explains how the integration works with Soldo, I'd like to make it very clear to everyone what Amazon Business is, how is it different from providers, from other procurement partners, but also from Amazon.com. But basically, the way I like to put it is everything you love about Amazon, but for businesses. So that's the simplest way to put it. And I think, as you can see, actually at the bottom, the user experience is quite similar in terms of the look and the feel of the account, which is, by the way, free to create, just like the regular Amazon.com account that we all have and use at our homes. You can create an account, and there's no commitment, there's no contract, just like the usual Amazon experience. And essentially, we're the B2B procurement arm of Amazon, again, different from the consumer side. And you as a business get to unlock thousands of products, actually millions of products from many categories. We still have core selection that might be similar to the Amazon.com experience, but obviously this is built for businesses. Hence, you see that we have different categories that cater for businesses, from break room supplies like your coffee filters, your coffee, to IT peripherals, your cables, and everything you need for your offices, to maintenance and repair products that you might need for your facilities team. And as you can see over here, we have millions of products that you can select from. Again, the same Amazon Marketplace experience of competitive prices, because we're customer obsessed as usual, and you unlock these business pricing savings. So essentially everything that you're used to as Amazon, but for businesses, right? So you have everything in one-stop shop, the price selection, the availability of millions of products, the digitized experience that you're used to, as well as deliveries, etc., which I think we can get to a bit more, but that's pretty much the experience. Everything you love, but if you're a business, that's your go-to procurement platform.
Yeah, I've used it myself. I use it myself for gift cards mainly in my role, but it is nice to be able just to log in and to be able to find what we need with the Amazon Business account.
Exactly.
So yeah, why Amazon Business versus Amazon? You mentioned the savings, which is fantastic, yes. But
yeah, I feel like savings is one part of only one small or medium piece of the puzzle, because there's so many other benefits and features and toolkits, as I call it, for businesses. So pricing is only one part of it, whereas you have so many other added benefits for businesses, right? And for the sake of today, but also in general, we see it in three kind of pillars, which is strategic, commercial, and operational. And again, I really like to underscore that this is built with businesses in mind. The platform is constantly evolving. We're listening to businesses, how we can deliver better. So I would like to think of Amazon Business as almost a startup within Amazon, where the product is so dynamic and customer feedback is crucial. But what we deliver today and what we're working on is strategic pillars, strategic incentives, being you, first of all, save on time and on your resources by consolidating thousands of suppliers, right? Like, what does a business need? You need PCs, you need office snacks, you need, depending on the type of business you are, you need maintenance products. And if you can imagine, it's very difficult to get these products from different suppliers, whereas you get to do this all in Amazon Business with a digitized account. More importantly, and I think a lot of the more tech-driven and tech-savvy businesses, also, I guess any business who's on top of their expenditures and finances, they need visibility into what they're spending today. So we also have a real-time, on-demand analytics suite that you can use from within the account at no extra cost, which is amazing. So you not only buy stuff, but you also see what you're buying, how much you're spending on each category, and potential savings, which Brings me to automation, which is obviously a word that we love, and integrations, the reason why we're here today. And we're not only a shopping platform or a purchasing platform, but we also provide other efficiencies by integrating with 100 plus procurement platforms. We have partners like Soldo, as well as we provide connection via SSO, where we cover 80% of the IDP SSO providers. Last but not least here, ESG goals are becoming so important. They've always been important, but they're more in the limelight, I'll say, for a lot of companies who either reported back to their investors, or because of, the challenges we're facing today as a society, the businesses have to show their ESG efforts. And again, you're not just buying stuff and they just disappear, but you actually get to report on the ESG credentials of these products and how you're tracking against your ESG goals by being able to buy 550,000 sustainable products, but also ability to report on them. And commercial and operational, to kind of give a broader understanding, it's evident that the pricing is different from Amazon.com. So it's sharp business pricing, and we obviously do provide other incentives that are constantly being worked on and improved upon that are B2B specific pricing incentives, programs, and discount initiatives, etc., which you otherwise wouldn't be able to unlock with an Amazon.com account, or I reckon with other suppliers who work more on a less digitized, solution, whereas everything is in one place with Amazon Business. Last but not least, selection. But how do you make it easy when you're small to medium to large organization? People buy things for the company, but how do you curate and control what people buy? Because as a company, you might prefer certain products, certain specifications. How do you embed all of these preferences, again, in one place? You get to curate catalogs. You can say, I want my company to buy from these providers, from these companies. We want our chairs to be of this specification, or our cables, etc. So you can actually create a catalog as a company. So that means your purchases are more homogeneous. One person's not buying one cable and the other is buying a completely different cable, for example. And same goes for embedded workflows. You want people to be able to stick to a certain budget, or if they go above that budget, you want the approval of your finance POC. We can embed all of these processes and guardrails within the account, so you're not, opening the floodgates, but actually you control any possible rogue action that it would be too late to fix once the purchase is made. Everything can be built into the account. Last but not least, you get account management, but also a very loved feature is that we have a mobile app. Again, I think for more digital companies, for more tech-driven companies, it's very important to have either insights or the ability to buy as you go, hybrid, offsite, wherever you are. You want to be able to log in to your Amazon business account, which you can thanks to our mobile app. So there's a lot, as you can see, but I would say these are the main pillars and the reasons why this platform is built for businesses who want to do more with less.
Oh, it's fantastic, because at Soldo, we are all about helping to enable the employees and free up that flow of finance to it. And so for us, we know finance teams need to have that control over how their teams are spending. At the same time, how do you equip them to be more agile so they can accomplish more? And that's why I thought this partnership and the integration between us made a lot of sense. It was that, and we, at Soldo, we can control the card level spending that you can spend on Amazon or not. But when it gets down to that specific purchase, that's another layer that that finance can then control through your catalogs, and ESG is always important. And another thing, we looked at it and we saw just Amazon purchases and Amazon Business was one of the top ways people were using Soldo cards across businesses. So we were really excited to partner with you to build this integration to make the process even more seamless. And Matthias, I know you were deeply involved with that, so maybe you can take us through a little bit the exact integration and how then Soldo integrated with Amazon. What does that mean?
Yeah, so absolutely. So pretty much in the way that you mentioned, Soldo is trying to help, the finance team, do more with less and help, drive productivity and compliance. Amazon Business is all about, enabling those employees to be able to buy whatever they need for their job in a way that is, again, super productive and efficient and still compliant to whatever the procurement policies for that company are. And that's pretty much what we're kind of trying to work here together with Soldo for the last few months. And how can we make this kind of the best of both worlds together, right? And all of it came down to how can we help companies buying on Amazon Business be able to process and simplify their processes around and the invoice reconciliation, basically. So buy an Amazon Business and get your invoice automatically automatically populated into your Soldo account, basically, and automatically reconciled to your Soldo payment. And that would save a lot of time and free a lot of time for account payable team trying to match invoice and payments and run that reconciliation process at the end of the month. So it's all about simplifying the purchasing on Amazon Business when you're using your Soldo card, basically enabling that automation to happen, and Soldo and Amazon Business to communicate between each other and send invoices from one platform to the other. And it's about, using a lot of the tools that Zainab was mentioning around Amazon Business, like visibility and control for spend, on top of what you already have on Soldo, a kind of finance space around control and spend too. So basically being able to pair this up and make sure that you have a super strong visibility and control of what's happening out there in your company around procurement, and how can you make sure that you're actually managing it properly and kind of driving some of those savings through an improved productivity, but also savings, as Zainab was mentioning before. And the last is about, helping that accounting team and accounts payable team had a better kind of end of month, trying to avoid that classic kind of fight with employees around, hey, you purchased something on Amazon, but where's the invoice? You need to expense it. You haven't expensed it, and basically trying to reduce sort of that noise around, solving your procurement needs as an employee in a way that is scalable and easy, right?
Yeah, that end of month, for both employees and finance, it really adds up. It takes people days or weeks even, and it happens every month. So anything we can do, I think, to speed that up for everyone, to help them focus on the work that matters more, it is really the driver behind helping accomplish more. So we got this free Amazon business account with a layer on top of Amazon, giving us all of these discounts, functionality, control, visibility of purchasing, and then linked with the Soldo card. Can you just take us through quickly how is this difficult to set up, or what's the process like to get set up with Soldo?
Yeah, so
and Amazon?
Good point. Maybe we can do the next. Yeah, exactly. So customers or businesses can actually access the Amazon Business and Soldo integration either through the Amazon Business App Center or the Soldo integrations page. So a quick way of doing it is going into your Soldo, logging in, and basically going to your integrations section. And in there, you'd basically be able to find Amazon Business, and you can basically click connect. That would ask, for your Amazon Business login details. Obviously, you need to make sure that you're using your Amazon Business login details and not your Amazon consumer details. And also, you need to make sure that whoever is setting up the integration, it's an admin on both accounts, the Amazon Business and the Soldo account. So pretty much straightforward integration process, and that would basically enable Amazon Business and Soldo to communicate and have invoices flowing from Amazon Business to your Soldo account and automatically reconcile to that kind of payment transaction.
Brilliant. So yeah, doesn't take any developers, just a few clicks, and I guess we're in to go. Well, one thing I like about this integration too is we've been live with it for a few months now. We had a beta process before, and I know some of our customers are using it. We heard back from some of them about their experience, and like I mentioned, at Soldo, Amazon and Amazon Business is one of the top ways people use their Soldo cards and making these all the variety that you outlined, Zainab, of purchases. And so just wanted to share was Hexagon Care, a company we work with out of the UK, who, they're doing 6,000. They mentioned doing over 6,000 purchases a month, 10% on Amazon. So it's really taking a large number of purchases every month and being able to make sure they've got that receipt automatically flowed, saving their team time, helping them to get out there and to do more. So we were thrilled to see that for this company and many like it's already up and running.
Yeah, and so again, it's about making sure that they can drive efficiencies and save time, and kind of reduce the cost of processing all of those transactions, right? But then also making sure that you're enabling your employees to spend in the right way, in a compliant way, and aligned to your procurement and finances policies, right? So it's that's the beauty about using both your Amazon Business and Soldo solutions together.
Absolutely. Well, we're thrilled to be partnered with you, and look forward to seeing more of our customers from both sides getting on board with Soldo and with Amazon Business to drive that productivity and savings across the board. So thank you both for joining me today for the webinar and giving us the introduction.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Well, to finish off this webinar, I just wanted to highlight a couple of free downloads, maybe useful content for you to use and to take from here as well. Two to highlight. One, what we call the Soldo Spend Index. It's a report on business spending across Europe based on how companies have been using their Soldo card. It's uses data from over 18,000 businesses looking at how they've spent, and you can benchmark yourself, see if your spending is on par with others. And this one in particular is interesting because it takes a deep dive at AI and really looks at how a business is investing, how much, and on what tools they're using to spend on AI. The second is working with the popular Dummy series. It's a Soldo edition of Managing Business Spend for Dummies. So a chance to get a good overview and introduction to all that is business spend management and making sure you're making the most of managing your own business spend. Those are available on our website in the resources section for free to download today. And hopefully with those and all of the other updates, it helps you to see ways that you can accomplish more and achieve more going forward through the rest of the year. Thanks for spending the time with me, and we hope to see you again soon.